reason for us getting involved in it. It's a long-term decision. This, we believe, is a short-term hiccup that has struck the whole market. We're not the only cable manufacturing company that is struggling through this. We believe in the long term it will recover. We've done quite a lot of work at MTech to reduce costs, scale the business down to the current level of volumes that's taking place to ensure that it will be profitable and contribute to the Jasco profits.
You bought it from whom?
We bought a small share from our BE partner, and the chunk of the share that we bought was from the Korean partners that we still partner with in this business.
But you put a lot of money into Afrocentric.
Afrocentric,
which is
assisted
Marty
us.
Cash and Marty Sachs, Marty Cash, good name, and Maya Khan and Brian Joffe.
That is correct. Yeah, they invested into Jasco. They own 34.9% of our business.
They seem to have done well out of this deal because you put 100 million rands worth of pref shares into them, so they're still getting their returns.
That was the funding, the cash funding that Jasco spent to acquire this share in MTech, and we pay them the preference share dividends still on a monthly basis.
So just for half of the investment that you made, you're paying 9 million out, but on the other hand, you only got back 700,000 in.
For this year. Now, if you look at the first 3 months, because this deal was effective 1st of June 2008, the first 3 months, which was our interim period, we reported that earnings was earnings enhancing, and the calculations show that at that stage the contribution from MTech was earnings enhancing. What really happened was the fourth quarter. Demand suddenly dropped dramatically. Volumes were down. And then the double whammy where commodity prices dropped dramatically and there was a stock write-down on copper and aluminium.
So you had no visibility of this when you did the deal?
No, not at all. No due diligence was going to show anything of the market coming in this way. We depend a lot on the parastatals, both Telkom and Eskom. We all know the problems that they are sitting with at the moment in expensing the money, but we believe they will expend that money. We need a power infrastructure to be enhanced. We know that Telkom is going to spend more money. They've announced today again that they're going to spend, I think, 40 billion on their network, and we believe in the long term this will happen. The other point that happened is with acquiring this business, getting Afrocentric on board, we've increased our BE shareholding from controlled to owned. That is very important in the sector that we play the market, both Jasco and MTech.
From this, can we interpret that perhaps other companies like the Altec or Altron Group, which owns PowerTech, are also going to feel similar wins from the front?
I think we were the last of the four companies or the four major players that have announced results. South Ocean was the one before us, but both Altron and Reunert has already come out with the results, and they have also felt the effect of this cable market industry.
It sounds crazy because you would have thought with infrastructure investment in full cry in South Africa, when you talk about cables, I guess one has to also have a look at the way the telecommunications cables seem to be, certainly in Johannesburg, seem to be laid all over the place. They certainly are messing up the roads that we drive along. And yet the bottom fell out of the market in the fourth quarter. Does that mean that it's going to be a tough time in the next little while?
I think it would be a tough time going forward until you get the expenditure from parastatals. The other important fact here is that the building industry utilizes a lot of copper power cable. And that we've seen has also decreased dramatically. And until the building industry picks up again, we all know where we stand with the confidence levels on that side of the infrastructure spend. If that happens, copper power cable will come back. If Eskom starts to roll out the grid, the aluminium side will pick up. And then if the major players that have all said they're going to roll out fiber networks start with that, there's opportunities to do fiber.
You say if?
No, let's rather say when, because it is a...
So when we look into the future, the next 6-12 months, things will be better for Jasco?
If you take it from the point where we are now, where we've only made 700,000 rand, and we've made sure that MTech has downscaled itself, right-sized itself, it will contribute to Jasco.
And the South Korean partners that you have there, they must also be a little disappointed, I guess.
Yeah, I think similarly as us that we're not very pleased with the results that has taken place. We've paid a lot of money for this, but what we believe it's short term. And similarly, the owners in Korea has got the same concerns that we have.
Jasco generally, though, the group as a whole, you have declared a nice dividend?
The figures that you quoted at the outset of this interview, revenue is up 16%. I remember we are not consolidating the MTech side. So the old Jasco, the historic Jasco business has actually increased by 21% at an operating profit level. boosted
that
by
side's going well.
that side's
Just
going
got to
well.
get the cables fixed.
Cash is going well. That side, working capital is going well. It is the investment in tech that has to deliver in the future.
Martin Lotz is the Chief Executive of Jasco Electronics.